Looch on ice, we break it down each week. Puck drops hard, hear the fans all scream. From the highlight reels, we catch every peak. In the fast lane, we live the hockey dream. Stick handling magic, every move's a skill. Looch on ice, we got the weekly scoop. From power plays to the hardest hits in the loop. Join the ride, feel that action, no excuse. NHL roundup with a hockey news crew. Goals and assists, the numbers never lie. From golden gloves to the rivalries that fly. On ice battles, real grit and we pride. With Looch on the mic, we rise to the sky. Every play's electric, they give us a thrill. Looch on ice, we got the weekly scoop. From power plays to the hardest hits in the loop. Trying to ride, feel that action, no excuse. NHL roundup with a hockey news crew. The numbers never lie. From golden gloves to the rivalries that fly. On ice battles, real grit and we pride. With Looch on the mic, we rise to the sky. Every play's electric, they give us a thrill. Looch on ice, we got the weekly scoop. From power plays to the hardest hits in the loop. Join the ride, feel that action, no excuse. NHL roundup with a hockey news crew. So lace up tight, let's roll with the fight. Looch on ice, hockey vibes feeling right.
Hey,
Surprise,
what's happening?
everybody!
Yeah, we are on tonight. We decided to do a quick draft lottery show tonight, so we're going to jump on and talk some draft lottery. I got it on in the background, and we're hoping for some big things from the Rangers, hopefully tonight.
Folks, the theme of tonight's show is live free or die.
Yeah, we're going off the cuff tonight.
That's it, baby. We're walking the plank without a netting underneath us.
That's right.
We're either gonna have the greatest show ever, and we're gonna be heroes and legends, or we're gonna die a horrible death.
Yeah,
Either way,
right.
you get to see it live, and whatever your deal is. But
I got to try to keep.
Aside, I never pay attention to the lottery. I barely even know. Oh, the lottery is tonight. Who won? You know, because obviously the Rangers are in it, so I'm fired up for it.
Yeah, we'll see how the Rangers make out tonight. We are hoping for what are we hoping for? Number one pick?
Well, I want the number one pick because
choice.
So reading, I read a bunch of different draft gurus and guys who do this for a living, and the consensus is there's at the top of the draft there's Sternberg, Ivor Sternberg, and Gavin McKenna, right? And then there's a big drop off after that, right? In other words, so McKenna and Sternberg is so much better than everybody else that and they're so good. Their floor is very, very high. Who knows what their ceiling is? As where the guys come behind them, there's a lot of talent there. They may not be, as sure a bet because, they have whatever flaws and whatnot. But it's definitely you want to be in the top two. Now,
Right.
in the draft rankings, I read multiple of them all year long. They went back and forth. McKenna's number one, and then the next time that the ranking came out from that writer or scout, Sternberg was number one. And then, even Chase Reed, the defenseman, who started out playing in the NL, by the way, last year, he even jumped to the top of the draft a couple of times. And then there's, Keaton Verhoff, who was playing at University of North Dakota. Those four have been the one that I talked about. But I think now it's pretty much that Sternberg McKenna have separated themselves from everybody else. Personally,
Gotcha.
From what I've read, if you remember the beginning of the year, I wasn't sold on McKenna. I thought it was too much of a risk, but I'm more convinced than ever that's like the Rangers need him. I think he's going to be a success, and he's the exact type of guy that could make a difference for the Rangers and change their whole outlook and accelerate their rebuild. Not that Sternberg's not great, but I think the consensus from what I read is McKenna's much more talented in many ways and has a way, way high of a ceiling. But Sternberg is such a beast and so relentless and works so hard, and that kind of makes up the difference, if that makes sense. And whoever gets him is, I know nobody's a can't miss, but he works so hard, that he's more likely to have success than not. And because of his work ethic and the way he, gives out, all out on every shift, he, some scouts or maybe some GMs would prefer him over McKenna because they think maybe McKenna's more talented, but what Sternberg brings to the table in terms of the effort and the relentlessness and the desire and the drive, some people would prefer that over the pure talent.
So you said
I want McKenna.
What's his name? Sternberg?
Ivar, Ivar Sternberg. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'm looking for the name. I don't see it on. Maybe my list is a little.
STE. You know what? I'm going to send you a link. I'll text it to you right now of the NHL Central, which is the Bible of draft rankings.
Gotcha.
It's the league itself who have a full-time scouting staff, and they do it a little weird though. They break it up to they rank the top 200 skaters North American and the top 200 skaters European, as everybody else blends them together. For some reason, they do it that way. So I sent you the link.
Gotcha.
You open it up, you'll see on the top North American or European.
Oh, yeah.
Click on that, and you'll see Ivar Sternberg. So
North America and international skaters. Oh, okay. Sternberg, Ivar Sternberg, right? Oh, I didn't even pull that one up. I had North American only pulled up.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Everybody else blends them together, and the draft is blended together. I don't know why they separate it like that.
Yeah, my number 2 is Keaton Verhoefer.
Yes.
Verhoef.
So the two guys that are considered, if not the best, in the handful of guys who write about the draft and scout and follow the draft, in the media, are Scott Wheeler and Corey Pronman of the Athletic, and I read them on a regular basis. They have McKenna ranked number 1. Stenberg is the Stenberg. Ivar Stenberg, second. Chase Reed, third. Caleb Maholtra, Wheeler has moved up to number 4. Pronman, nice. I think, is a little different. So let me see what he's got in his rankings. I think he had McKenna 1. Let me see. But
Gavin McKenna.
No. Pronman has Chase Reed number 1, McKenna second, Verhoef third, and Stenberg 4th.
Oh wow, okay.
But the other guys who are considered, the Bible, like Bob McKenzie and Craig Button, those guys, they all have McKenna 1, Stenberg second, and then Chase Reed third.
Yep. All right. So Verhoef is probably one of the biggest ones out of all of them. 6'4", 212. Oh, he's a defenseman out of North Dakota.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't think his ceiling is very high. I don't think he's a great skater.
Yeah.
I think he's he might be a glorified Braden Schneider.
All right. Okay.
I'm not as high on him. What the hell do I know? But
yeah. Yeah. Right. I hear you. And then we got 6'3", Albert Smits. I don't know how good he is, but I see him on the list. 6'3", 205, defenseman, playing in the German league. He's number 2 on the international skaters.
I've never seen him play.
Right.
But there's been a lot of talk about him being better than either Chase Reed or Verhoef. Some scouts believe that he is.
Yeah. Let's say the Rangers get first or second pick. Do we think they're going to go with Gavin McKenna just because of his status and his name and his what he brings to the Rangers, or would bring to the
question,
Rangers
Looch.
as a forward, as a
That's a good question.
They list him as a left wing. I mean, the Rangers could use some help on the defense. They build out from Shesterkin and Garand. So
Well, let me tell
who
you
knows?
something. If they get the first overall pick and they take Rito Verhoff,
Right.
I'll fire Torrey myself.
Yeah, right. I hear you.
No,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell. If they like one over the other.
Right.
But remember when they took Laffey, there was a lot of talk that they should take Quentin Byfield, who was the second pick, because he was a center, he was bigger, and they resisted that urge, and they look.
Right.
I look at it this way. They asked that question.
Yeah.
When in my days on Wall Street as an investment banker, a guy would come in with this great technology, right? And how much technology was so much better than pick the top. Let's just call it IBM. So much better, right? And we say to the guy, listen, you may have the best technology, but that doesn't matter. And he'd say, why? I say, because it's very simple. The guy who makes the decision what software to buy, right? If he chooses you and it flows up, he's getting fired. If he chooses IBM, it's IBM. So, that's a whole, not just technology, across a whole side of it. So my point is that if he takes Stenberg and it doesn't work, he's in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Gotcha. I'm just trying to share our show. Don't mind me. I'm trying to get us make sure we're on Facebook and YouTube. I do see us on YouTube. Just want to make sure we're on Facebook here.
Now, I should elaborate a little bit. Nobody's ever 100% right. So the consensus is these two in a job. But there's guys like Caleb Mahaltra and Tynan Lawrence and a whole host of other guys that might turn out to be better players. You don't know. It's not like the Rangers won't get a good player if they're at fourth or fifth. You just, McKenna's the sure thing, and he can step right in. And to me, it changes everything for the Rangers if that happens,
Right. Yeah. So they start.
Or if Toronto wins it.
Yeah. Right.
Because we'll talk about that tomorrow, but I'm more convinced than ever. And from what I read, that Matthews told him he's not committing to playing with them this year. He wants to see what they do first. So he might be demanding a trade. And candidly, he should, because there's no way they're going to be able to rebuild that thing, quick and be contenders again.
Looks like they're drawing in the background here. I don't know if that's.
And with the first ball goes to the New York Rangers. They'll draft 15.
Number 2. What is number 2? Chicago. I don't know what that means. Percentage.
Well, that means they can only drop 2 spots. So they were what, second?
I got Vancouver. You got Vancouver, Chicago, New York Rangers.
So, and the first ball that came out was Chicago?
First draw, 7.
So they can only drop to 4.
Yeah, I'm not. Wow, next ball, 6 seconds. Here we go. Next ball is coming out. So number 7. Wait, number 7 is the first to pick? No.
No.
Oh.
They go down in reverse order.
All right. 11. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Wow. So 11 percentage to win. Number 11 was picked next. St. Louis.
I think the good news is the Islanders are you can only jump 10 spots, so the Islanders can't win it. They're too far back. The Devils could. Let's see. It's supposedly live on the ESPN app, and I have that, so let me see.
I'm just going to copy our link and copy it over to Facebook so people could see us. I don't know why it's not showing up on my end here too much.
By the way,
we didn't schedule, but go ahead.
I didn't even follow the lottery when the Rangers used to be in it all the time. I didn't watch it. I found out about Laffey. My son was driving over for practice, and Jackson was in the back seat of the car. He got a text. He's like, "Dad, we won the lottery."
Oh, nice.
When it was Kako, he's like, Dad, it's down to us and the Devils. And of course, they won and they got Hughes, and we got
Right. So you said they go from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
All right. So we're number 3, right? I guess that's what. If the number 3 comes
No,
down,
meaning that the balls they pull out,
right?
That's where they go in order. So in other words, it's not that the Rangers are third. So they pull out a ball and it says whatever. They work down. They don't go to with the first pick.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah, I can't get us on the live Facebook, but we might be live. I don't know.
And like I said, so Chicago was second. They finished second worst. So their ball came up first, I guess, because there's 16 teams in the lottery, but they can only drop 2 spots. Same with the Rangers. So Chicago will pick 4th. By the way, there's a second drawing after this. It gets complicated. I don't know, explain something about that's how they settle the second overall pick or something. I know, it's weird.
Well, I guess we'll
Just
find.
fucking win it, Rangers, so we don't have to talk about this shit.
Yeah, right. Got all the GMs there. So we got St. Louis, Nashville, San Jose. So 9 and 14. Why the hell? I don't get it. There's a 9 and a 14 next to the Rangers number.
The Rangers came up? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's a 9 and a 14 next to. There's 2 balls next to there. It's a 9 and 14.
I'm trying to find a tracker online that.
Yeah. So
By the way, my prediction is Toronto's going to win it.
So, percentage to win. Vancouver's at 27%, and the Rangers were at 18%. So I think the percentage went up.
The Rangers?
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, now that Chicago's out of it, they had one of the higher percentages, right?
Yeah.
So that makes the odds better for anybody who was behind them.
Right. Yeah. Chicago. Oh no, actually, Chicago looks like Chicago. Oh, it says Toronto's the number 1 pick.
What?
Looks like Toronto got the number 1 pick. Is that?
It's done already. Where are the Rangers?
They didn't. Oh, they're going to show them now. Toronto. Looks like Toronto got the number 1.
I just predicted that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Now that changes everything. Now, if you're Matthews, you got something to stay for.
Right.
Fuck.
Right.
So it's over.
No, they didn't. They don't have all of them up yet. It just shows. Toronto.
I can't believe I can't find like a live draft tracker.
Let's see. NHL live tracker.
Turn up the volume so you can hear, Looch. I'll shut up for a minute.
Not really. We're just starting. John and me, obviously, first day yesterday, and a lot of evaluation going on. But it's certainly really going to help when you're looking into the future and try to help this team. When we're looking for the future. With
Fuck, they won Toronto. God
yeah.
All right, Mats, congratulations once again. The Toronto Maple Leafs have picked first overall twice in their history. 1985 with Wendell Park,
twice. They said it's the second time they picked number 1.
In Buffalo, and of course, Toronto has had good luck there in the
Well,
past.
they got their replacement for Mitch Marner.
It's going to take place in Buffalo at the draft with the Toronto Maple Leafs as the first overall pick winner.
First
well, that's
overall
one
pick
drawing
winner.
down, but there's another to go. There's still a chance for all these teams to move up big and get that second pick.
Oh boy.
This summer's NHL draft.
Well, that sucks.
Where are the Rangers?
They're at number 2. I think Chicago. No, 3. You got Vancouver ahead of them, Chicago, and then the Rangers. So Chicago.
So they can hold on. I think they reduced. I don't know. I can't fucking believe I was right for once. God damn it.
They only did the number 1 pick. So Toronto.
Yeah, now they redo it. That's right. Yep.
They have to. I guess they redo it. Is right. So, chances are they might take McKenna.
They're definitely taking McKenna.
Yeah. How about Yeah, that sucks. Unless they make a trade.
No, they're not doing that.
No, right?
This changes everything. Now Matthews has a reason to stay. Now there's a path for them to contend very quickly, which you saved it with the Rangers. I mean, if they would have won the lottery and got McKenna, that changes everything for them. But Rangers don't win lotteries.
Yeah, no. The 1 year they did, and they got Lafreniere, was it? And that's not panning out as much as we would have liked.
Too, the year that they finished second to the Devils when it came down to them, and look at the difference between Jack Hughes and Capo, right?
Right.
I can't believe it. All right, now we'll find out where we pick.
Yeah, let's see where we're at. I'm just looking through some stuff here while we're going over this.
It's moments like this that I should be on Twitter, and I'm not. That town, they've been so down on the Maple Leafs. By the way, if you haven't seen it, go watch yesterday's press conference when they announced Shaka as a GM. Ooh, it got ugly.
So they're talking about the Calder Trophy finalists: Demidov, Schaefer, and Seneca. Beckett Seneca from the Anaheim Ducks. You got Matthew Schaefer from the Islanders and Ivan Demidov from the Montreal Canadiens.
You know what? The way I feel right now, Looch, I'm regretting doing this, pushing you to do this.
Oh yeah,
why? Jump out the window. But I live on the ground floor, so you know.
I hear you, man.
Never right about anything. I had to be right for once. God damn it.
Oh man.
And you know what sucks about it too there was hopefully it was some Matthews was going to want out of there, and maybe there's a chance you go to the Rangers. Now that dream has died.
Right.
Boy, you screwed us again, Bettman.
Yeah.
He's such a midget. His hands can't reach in and pull the balls out. He has to have somebody else do it.
We had Matt Sundin on just a few minutes ago talking about. He says this changes everything for Toronto.
Oh, without question.
Matt Sundin said this changes a lot for us.
It changes everything.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Picking balls again. Who cares what balls come up now?
Yeah, pick my balls, Bettman. You jackass. He had a grandson that Jackson played against for like 10 years in youth hockey, and then in high school. He was at a couple of Jackson's high school games. Watching his grandson.
Number 11. All right, so number 11 comes out. What does that mean?
Again, I think they worked down.
Right.
So the Rangers were what, third or fourth in the order? They were fourth, right? No, they were third.
They're third, yeah.
So the lowest they could drop is to 5.
Okay, so they're at 10% to win. 10% to win. To win what? Why is Toronto's name still in there?
I don't know. No, they won. I see it.
Yeah.
It's been reported they won.
Oh, so this is just these numbers are just for the next pick.
Yeah. So the way I think
First
the way it
16
works
teams.
They have the first drawing to decide who gets the number 1 pick, and then the second drawing is for the rest.
Right. So if Toronto wins it again, they have to have a misdraw, is what they said.
They have to have what?
They have to. If Toronto wins again, they have a misdraw. The Toronto could, I don't know. They still have Toronto's name up there, but he said if Toronto wins now, Toronto's at 27.3% to win.
They already won.
I know, but they still have their name in there.
Well, because they're number 1. They won the lottery, so they're going to be put first, right?
I don't know. Let me see what happens here. 27.3%.
New York 1 and 13. There's Toronto's 3. Takes a redraw. Seattle at 14. San Jose 7 or 9. They get another top 2 pick. Thomas, please start the
Meanwhile, you know who's really bummed right now?
San Jose
The Boston Bruins, because if Toronto didn't finish in the top 5, that pick went to Boston.
Oh.
2, 10, or 12, we have a redraw. 7.
It's a 7.
San Jose Sharks.
San Jose Sharks.
7? Good.
San
They have
Jose
enough
Sharks.
prospects. They don't need any more.
Greer.
At the June draft in Buffalo. Smile, Mike. It's a good night for you.
Mike Greer. So they got
Mike Greer.
the
Look at the watch party.
That's
Right.
Drury's buddy.
so they got number 2 pick then, right?
Are you kidding me? What? The Celebrini and Will Smith isn't enough? They now they have the second pick too? You know what they say, Looch? The rich get richer.
God. Oh, so that Vancouver's 3rd now. San Jose. It's Toronto, San Jose, and Vancouver.
So the Rangers are going to pick 5th. If they don't win, they're going to pick 4th or 5th.
4th or 5th. So it's either. Oh man!
Congratulations, you've had 6 first-round picks in each of the last.
Wow,
You know me.
San Jose.
I'm always an optimist when it comes to the Rangers. They're like, this is not good. It's
Oh.
like, you know.
Oh,
Now, look, you never know. You know, maybe one like, but because there's always guys who are better than, you know,
right.
you think
And
they are. But this sucks.
Yeah, you never know. One of the teams might skip over somebody that the Rangers are looking
Well,
at.
How many times has a guy drafted 7th been the best player in the draft? You know, you don't know.
Right.
Maybe, you know, this happens all the time. Like Stoltz, for example, is better than Laffy.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I think McKenna's a shoe-in basically at this point. But who knows? You know, even if the Rangers get the 4th, I mean, geez, I'll take
At this
it.
point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because if they're not picking 1st or 2nd, whether they pick 6th, 8th, or 3rd, those guys are all kind of mixed in together. None,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think stand out above the others. It's all a crapshoot
Right.
at this point. It's always a crapshoot with draft search. But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the sure thing was McKenna, and then Sternberg, and now, you know, it's look. There's good players if they're drafted. Like there's Tynan Lawrence, there's Caleb Mahaltra, you know, maybe Trace Reed or Verhop become really good. There's Belcich, you know, Smits, the defenseman, Cartel. I've got to say his name.
Carrells.
He's really good.
Carson Carrells.
Yeah, Carson Carell.
Yeah. How about Caleb Mahaltra?
Yeah, well,
He's supposed to be pretty good too, right? Center.
He shot up in the draft this year, you know.
Right.
But you don't know, right? Like somebody getting picked 10th might end up being better than McKenna and all of them. You don't know. I mean, Kucherov went in the 2nd round.
Oh shit! We got the Rangers draft. I guess it's ended now. Toronto, San Jose, Vancouver, Chicago. Rangers are number 5. We ended up at number 5. Calgary, Seattle, Winnipeg. First 8. So Rangers are number 5. All right. That's like right on the cusp.
I say we don't even add this, Looch. Just, you know, burn the tape.
Yeah. I hope nobody's watching tonight because we don't want. Oh man.
I'm hoping this is just a dream and I'm going to wake up and the lottery's going to still happen.
Yeah, maybe we can rewind it and start this video back over again.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't.
No.
Look, you know,
All right.
I've been a Ranger fan long enough to know I had no expectations of winning. I expected them not to win because they just don't have that kind of luck. But it still sucks. Would have been nice, you know.
And I was going to make an announcement that I was going to go up to the draft too. I mean, I still may go up to the draft in Buffalo. I was talking about it with my wife, June 25th to the 27th, I think it is.
Yeah.
If it's worth it, I would go up to Buffalo and then shoot over to Niagara Falls, which is about a half hour from Buffalo. So
I know. I was
That's
there
still
when I
that's
took
still up in
Jackson.
the
Sorry.
up to Buffalo.
No, when Jackson was like 10 or 11, I took him to see the World Cup games. In Toronto, and we
Oh, okay.
drove up,
Nice.
and we hit the border right near. I got it off the highway to get gas right in Niagara Falls. So we went over and saw the falls,
Oh,
and then
cool.
drove on to Toronto.
Yeah, I may end up doing that. We'll see what happens if I can pull it off. I'll pull it off. Get
Can
my
you
wife.
imagine that fucking San Jose? They don't have enough. Now they
Oh,
got the second overall pick.
I
Good
know.
grief!
That is crazy.
And
Oh
and
my God.
Toronto, I mean, with all the shit that's gone wrong up there, now they win a lottery. Like it's just again, and they get McKenna. It's crazy.
Maybe if they do get McKenna, if they do get McKenna, maybe he'll say, "I don't want to sign with Toronto.
Oh
I
no!
want have nothing to do with them." He'll play with Matthews and who's the other
Well,
one?
Toronto's it's the mecca
Yeah,
of hockey. That in
right.
Montreal, you're not going to turn that
No, I
down.
know. I'm just kidding. It's almost like me fighting Brady Kachuk.
Yeah, listen, you know what? I'm grasping at straws too. You know,
Uh,
maybe Dallas will take the 5th overall pick. Maybe they fall in love with a guy and they want him, so they'll take they'll trade Robertson to us.
yeah, right. Hmm. All right, so the Rangers are fifth out of the 16 today.
So just to put a fine point on that, the worst possible outcome for the Rangers came to pass.
Yeah,
Right?
basically.
They could only drop 2 spots, and they did.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh man,
It just
unbelievable.
pisses me off that Toronto won it. They don't deserve that. They're terrible people up there. No, I'm kidding. And listen, I like San Jose. I love Celebrini. I
Oh, I
think that team's
know.
exciting. But come on, they
Yeah,
picked Celebrini 1st overall, Misa 2nd overall, Smith like 3rd overall. Come on.
yeah. They're loaded. They're going to be loaded with young talent for the next couple of years. Well, next couple, probably the next 5 to 10 years, they'll have all these players.
Just having
So,
Celebrini alone, he's a generational player.
yeah,
You know,
as long as they
he's
hold on to them.
as good as people thought he would be. He's exceeded people's what people thought his ceiling was already. And he's only his 2nd year.
Oh, yeah, he's had a good sophomore year, that's for sure.
Unbelievable. How great was he in the
Oh,
Olympics?
oh my God. Oh yeah. NHL 26 draft. Wow.
It's a good thing I
Well,
don't live in a high rise, Looch. You have your podcast all to yourself.
yeah. Lottery odds, they're still not showing.
I would never.
No.
Life is too much fun. I shouldn't even joke about that.
Yeah, no. Lottery takes place live on May 5th. They're not, this is not live. Can't get anything live on it.
My dog. Meanwhile, my dog, he's laying on the bed, not a care in the world. He doesn't care about any of this stuff. So
Yeah,
it's simple for him. Feed me, walk me, play with me every once in a while, and then I go sleep the rest of the day.
yeah, my dog's crashed out right in front of me on the floor. I'm looking straight down at her.
Yeah, he's looking at me right now laughing. Yeah. See, we don't
Girls.
worry about that in a dog's life. You get tortured by Rangers. We're smarter than that.
Oh man, maybe Drury wanted to be fifth.
Yeah.
Take the pressure off of him.
Well,
Actually,
I'd say this. I don't want either of the defensemen. I've gone into this a million times, and
yeah,
like whatever. But maybe those guys will be off the board.
right.
But there's also, like I said, there's a lot of people think Carson Cartels or Smiths are better than those two anyway. So you never know.
Yeah, it's gonna leave a lot of pressure off of. Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends how you look at it. Once these couple of players are gone, the first 4, and then the Rangers make that 5th pick. At that point, like you said, it's a crapshoot.
There is I don't know. I won't put a percentage on it, but maybe a majority of scouts or GMs and people believe that if you have a chance to take a stud defenseman, you take him first over anything, the stud winger, anything, because that's how you build a championship team from the net out.
Right.
My problem with that is, it's great in theory. My problem with that is 9 out of 10 of these guys don't turn into that.
Yeah.
Just ask the Devils. How many guys have they taken in the top 10 last 5 years who stink?
Yeah. About as many as the Rangers.
No, actually more, because they've been to the top 10 more. I was going to say,
Well,
just going to. Oh, well, here's my problem with Caleb Malhotra, right? Like, he might be a great player, but his dad was such a disaster of a pick, right? That, and it wasn't his fault. He should have never been picked at 7, and he should have never been hyped the way he was by Neil Smith. He wasn't that type of player. And, the Rangers wasted the 7th overall pick on him because, Neil Smith, wanted, whatever.
Yeah, that's Manny Malhotra.
I'm a bitter guy.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm not too happy about number 5, but well, I guess we're gonna have to see who we end up with.
Well, maybe this will make you feel better. So you remember last year, the Rangers had the choice, right? Keep the pick last year or give it to Pittsburgh, right? Imagine they had given it to Pittsburgh. You wouldn't be getting the 5th over. You'd be picking the 2nd round.
Oh,
and of course, if Pittsburgh was in it, they would have won. And I know it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Look, the thing is, whether it's McKenna or, anybody, there's always there's always the unknown, right? What did Rumsfeld say? We don't know we're unknown. No, we don't know the unknowns, whatever. But you don't know, right? So,
right.
If they're picking 3rd, if they're picking 2nd, look, I'd rather be 1-2. After that, I don't know. Lawrence, Holtra, Reed, you don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, to me, once you didn't get the top 2, or actually for me, it would have been the top pick. It doesn't matter at that point,
Oh,
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, at that point, it doesn't matter where you're at.
Right. So, if they drafted 3rd and they took Malhotra, I wouldn't be. I don't know. It's all unknown. Yeah. I don't.
Right.
I guess the thing is, they're going to get a good player. Based on scouting reports and that, and hopefully that guy turns into be something. But I couldn't tell you if that's Lawrence. Cartels. I couldn't tell you. To me, it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully, Drury and his scouting staff know.
Yeah. We hope.
He's done an okay job in the draft. Ottman was a miss, but but you know what? He drafted Perreault when everybody else passed on him. He might have found, he got Lob in the 4th round, Schlemmer in the 5th.
Or we could think this way too. I mean, I don't know if this makes a whole lot of sense, but now that we know we're getting 5th, or he knows that we're getting 5th, maybe he goes out and tries to make a deal for somebody over the summertime.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
That if they think they could get a player that'll make them better, they'll trade that 5th overall pick, and I don't blame them. I would too.
Yeah.
That would accelerate the retool. But who's that guy out there? Who's going to, We've talked about Brady Tkachuk a lot, and I got to be honest with you. I've been reading some stuff about him, and my son pointed this out too. He's got a very good read on stuff like this. And Tkachuk. So the Rangers needed a guy to a dynamic first line,
right?
And that's not a guy that is going to do that.
Right.
He's not a guy. He's not Matt Celebrini. He's not Austin Matthews. He's not, I go on and on. He's not that guy, right? He's great if you have a couple of guys. I'm not,
around them.
Right. No, meaning that, he's great, but he's not a guy that's going to carry a team on his back. He's
no.
Or elevate everybody around him.
Right.
And as my son's pointed, he's like, Dad, his brother didn't either. You know, they had Barkov, they had Reinhardt, they had Rahagi. You know, that's not taking anything away from them. But my point is that from reading what these scouts were saying is that the Rangers don't have a lot of assets, right? And they want to take a big swing and bring that player in. That's not the guy you do it with. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. Yeah.
Now, if they had a young, if they had a Celebrini, if they had whatever, he's that guy. You know?
Right.
But if you're gonna take a shot with someone, you know, is he the guy?
Yeah. If we were getting a Gavin McKenna.
Hold on a second. Hey, I'm doing the podcast. What's up? My friend Pat, who've been miserable 40-year Ranger fans. What's up?
Did you see this?
No, as I just saying to Looch, saying on the air. Say hi to everybody, Pat. You're live on the air. Once you're not in the top two, anywhere from like those guys, you don't know. Like they could be great. Who knows? To me, once we didn't get the top pick, to me, it's all, you know, they're not bad players. You just don't know. Nobody stands out above the others. You know what I'm saying?
Throw him on speaker if he's still on.
By the way, real quick, Pat, I said on the air live, watch Toronto's going to win. Toronto's going to win the lottery. I predicted it. I'm always wrong. Always. I'll see you later, Pat. Bye. Pat and I have lived and died as Ranger fans for,
He called you to talk to you about it?
He wanted to know, he said, so Rangers finished 5th, and there's 4 players in the draft, right? In other words, so a couple of weeks ago, I told him, you want to be in the top 4, because that seems to be the consensus. And if you finish out in the top 4, there's a big drop-off. It's more of a, crapshoot. But I kind of, I don't know if that's true anymore. Like, you heard what I said and what I said to you. Me, I don't know if there's that much of a difference between Reed, Verhoff, and Kellerman,
Right.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, you got San Jose. Maybe they're going for a defenseman. Maybe they're going for a goalie, with Celebrini and Smith, and, they're loaded up front or loaded in the top 6. I mean, I don't know.
They might trade it. Maybe they trade for Bailey Kachuk. How's that?
Yeah, right.
I would, I don't know how Mike Greer thinks or whatever, but if you look at the makeup of that prospect pool, which is one of the best in hockey, they're very, very full. Filling with highly skilled forwards. They do have, I think it was Dickinson they drafted, like who people are high on as a stud defenseman. I would, if I was a betting man, they probably would go for a defenseman because they have a deeper well of forwards. Then again, Stenberg might be they might see Stenberg as a perfect match for Celebrini. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But you know what? So let's play this out for a minute. Maybe, just maybe, they trade Misa. They put him on, like we talked about it during the season.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe Greer calls up his old buddy Drury and says, "Chris, I want to trade Misa. I got too many highly skilled forwards. My heart bleeds for you, Greer. You got real problems." So maybe he trades Misa for Schneider and something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. That would be wouldn't be a bad.
I'll tell you, if I'm a GM and I'm drafting, and I believe this in any sport, you take the best player, right? You don't draft for need. You don't. Oh, we got too much of this. I'm going to take this guy. If it's this close, that's one thing. But if it's like this, I'm taking the best player. I don't care what position he plays. Because, anything can happen, right? You see that? But more, like, you can always trade that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Down the, I'm not going to take a guy who I don't think is as good because I need a center.
Yeah, I got you. Right. Makes sense.
We'll wrap it up. But I'll throw some names out you here for Ranger fans. Depending how the draft plays out. So most likely, I like the names that are the ones that we could talk about that are out. Is obviously Verhoff and Reed. If either one of them are available, at 5, they're a very strong likelihood that Drury would take one of them, right? But some other names to keep in mind who are good enough to get drafted in the top 5. and have that kind of is Caleb Malhotra. He's a big center, can skate, got some skill. Carson Cartels that we talked about. Titan Lawrence is interesting because he looked like, he's 6'5", 220 pounds, and he looked like a world beater, and he very highly regarded prospect. And then he started off slow in the OHL. He was injured or whatever, and then he decided to go to college and really had a poor start to college, and scouts started getting concerned about him. So he's a name to watch, Tynan Lawrence. So another name that's pulled, see, here's an interesting name, and I don't think Drury would draft him, and I don't know if I would have. Viggo Bjork from Sweden or Norway, where is him? Or Germany, I don't know which one. So and I've read this over and over from scouts, he might be, next to McKenna, the most skilled forward in the draft. He's dynamic, but he's 5'9".
Oh, yeah, 177 pounds. I see that.
That's the problem for him.
From Sweden.
We know Drury likes size. Now, some scouts have said it doesn't matter because he's so strong. But you look at the Rangers. You got Gabe Perreault, who's in your top 6, who's already not the biggest guy. So, I wouldn't go near him.
Yeah.
You know what? The draft is upside down. Guys who were top 10 picks are now listening. Now, I'm going to give everybody another name, and remember this: the Rangers should not touch this guy if for all the money in the world. His name is he's dropped out of Will's top 20. Marcus Nordmark. Okay,
Marcus Nordmark. Okay,
he already has had a reputation of being lazy, a head case, super talented, but not very driven. Goes through periods where he just disappears. And he played recently in the World Junior Championships and apparently was he made an ass out of himself again, So I wouldn't touch him. If they gave us an extra pick, I wouldn't want him. Keep that in mind.
All right, we had a couple of those players recently.
The Rangers cannot take the risk with that. And the same thing with Bjork. I don't care how dynamic, you can't take that risk. So, if Caleb Malhotra's there, he seems to be the consensus. He's moved into the top 5 when he was in the bottom of the first round back in the beginning of the season. But at this point, after you get past McKenna and maybe Stenberg, it depends on what how you see a player, right? What's important to you, right? So some scouts might think Malhotra's better than Verhoff, others might not.
Right.
So it's beauty to the eye of the holder at that point, So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Where do you want to beef up your team? Defense, center? Where do you want to beef it up?
Or what you see as, like the way you look at a player, and you might look at a player and go, you know what? That guy is better than that guy. And you want a perfect example of it was when Anaheim jumped up and took Bennett Seneke 4th overall, when he was projected to go anywhere from 15 to 20.
Right.
But they saw something. They didn't hesitate, and look how it worked out for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So that's what I mean.
I got
it depends on how you look at a player and what you think is important compared to others, That's what it comes down to now, when the Rangers make their decision. We know Drury likes size, so.
Well, we're going to have to wait until June 25th to find out where we're at. Right? Yeah. It feels like a long way off. But
it feels like, it just, the way I feel right now is we're never going to win a Stanley Cup again ever, Just,
I know. I feel the same way.
Dolan, and
yeah, I don't think that team is still not even a playoff team that we're looking at.
Well, McKenna would have, it's going to do for Toronto, would have accelerated everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, the double-edged sword here is Austin Matthews had 1 foot out the door, right? And you could make a case in a scenario where you'd end up in the Rangers, and he has a no-move clause, so he could direct where he wanted to go, and they don't have to give up that much for him. Well, that dream just died.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know.
They win the lottery, they get Austin Matthews. The Devils win the lottery, they get Jack Hughes. Pittsburgh wins the lottery. We get Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby, two of the best players ever. We win the lottery, we get Laffy. He's
And Kako. We get Kako, and he's gone.
and we never
Number
win
2.
the lottery.
Yeah.
We finally win one.
Yeah, we had number 2, and we got a number 2 out of it.
So, all right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow with we've revealed our mystery guest, right? It's Dan LaCouture.
Yep. Played for the New York Rangers, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Boston University teammate of Chris Drury's, too.
Yeah, Arizona Coyotes, I think he played for. He played for a few other teams. The Islanders, he was drafted by the Islanders, 26th overall. And
today would be a first-round pick. Back then, it was a second-round pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, right. And he played for the Hurricanes, which are still in the playoffs right now. So we'll probably talk a little Carolina
they're going to
Hurricanes
walk right
with him.
through Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think so,
Is that
too.
your dog barking or mine?
Yeah, that's my dog. She's wanting to go out, so.
He's complaining to the Rangers didn't win the lottery, right? Listen, I hear you, buddy. You know what he's telling you right now, Looch? Stop torturing yourself this way by being a Ranger fan.
No.
Find something to do with your life.
All right, so we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We got Dan LaCouture. We're going to talk some playoff hockey, and we'll see you guys at 8 o'clock.
And I'm not going to say it, but I'll say it. Jimmy's supposed to come on next Wednesday,
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he gets back to us and confirms, and we'll
I know Jimmy well enough that I have to stay on top of him. Because he'll get distracted. That's really what he wants to come on. He means well, but he gets so distracted because he's got so much stuff going on. You know.
Yep.
By the way, real quick, we were talking about brick last week. I found out yesterday talking to some people at the Titans. They're pumping $1.5 million into the renovation at Brick.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, they signed a 30-year lease to run it with that acidic group. They're bringing an NA3 junior team there. By the way, it's a great place to watch a game because you got that overhang.
Sure.
So they're going to finally fix the equipment so it's not freezing cold in there. It's $1.5 million is a lot of money for a renovation, so it's going to look completely different.
Nice. That's good to hear. I want to see when is that supposed to start? Do we know?
Oh, it started. The rink is closed.
Oh, okay. That's what they're doing. They're doing the renovations now.
Yeah, and you know what they're going to do too, because they did this in Middletown. They're going to put an outdoor rink, right? And Middletown did that, and it became a huge draw of kids. It always was, the open skate, but and people who want to skate outside in the middle of the winter, and then they set up a hot chocolate stand, and they sold food, and it became hugely popular. They're going to do that in Brick too. So,
oh, awesome! That's good to hear. Yeah, I was a little worried about that place, but if that's the plan, that's perfect.
Jimmy, they signed a long-term lease. He wouldn't do it because they only had a 5-year lease. He wasn't going to put any money into it because why would he?
Yeah,
right. And now apparently it's what they got a long-term lease, and they're going to put a lot of money into it, and beautiful. It's going to be they'll bring back they'll make sure they'll bring back Brick High School. We'll play there, and it'll be a place again.
Wow, awesome. That's great to hear.
All right, Looch.
All right, sounds good.
Tomorrow.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining us, guys. We're out.
See you.